What's going on, Sith family? So the day has come to finally pull together all of the work from the top 10 best moments in all of Star Wars. This list I actually hold pretty dear now because this is everything that I've loved in all of Star Wars up to this moment. I want to know what you all think in the comments, if you thought these were in the right positions or if you thought some should be changed. Let me know what you think. At number 10 on my list, we have Darth Vader versus Ahsoka, Star Wars Rebels. In this episode, Ezra and his rebel allies gain access to a Sith temple. Darth Vader arrives to the scene looking like an absolute boss. In this scene, Darth Vader gives one of the best compliments/threats in all of Star Wars history.
I don't fear you.
Then you will die braver than most.
This scene gets even better when Ahsoka arrives. She expresses her disbelief in Anakin and Vader being the same person. She promises to avenge the man that her master used to be.
Revenge is not the Jedi way.
I am no Jedi.
Ahsoka is fighting to save her friends, but she's also not wanting to leave Vader's side again. This battle is filled with a lot of emotion and it hits home every time. The music, the dialogue, the action in this scene, everything in this is peak Star Wars. The tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
Upon original release, the prequels were highly scrutinized, but now years later, Lucas now sits on one of the best character treyarchs in cinema history. This conversation starts with Palpatine fueling Anakin's doubts on the Jedi Council. The Chancellor then relates the tragedy of his master, Darth Plagueis the Wise. Palpatine tells Anakin that his previous master could prolong death and create life.
He could actually save people from death.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
This scene has great acting, Palpatine sounds incredible, and it helps set the stage for an epic betrayal.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Not from a Jedi.
At number 8, Ahsoka vs. Maul, Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Your vision is flawed.
This battle legit had it all. High stakes, intense action, and beautiful animations. With Ahsoka Tano refusing to listen to Maul, the two former apprentices go head to head in a battle for Mandalore. This highly choreographed scene extends from a throne room to a fight in an up-high scaffolding as Maul tries to escape.
We could have destroyed Sidious.
There is no shock here that Ahsoka finally uses her wit to maneuver and capture the Sith Lord. This fight scene may be relatively new for a lot of longtime Star Wars fans, but the atmosphere, nostalgic music, and great dialogue make it an instant classic. And at number 7, Darth Vader aborts the profundity, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. In the end of Rogue One, the rebels have seized the plans of the Death Star, but just as they receive them, their ship is boarded by Vader. The Sith Lord is found in a dark corridor where the door is jammed, and he ignites his saber. This rampage is like something out of a horror film. This may be the most badass, terrifying Vader scene ever put to screen. We all knew that Vader was capable of this, but finally seeing it is believing it, and I gotta say, it's a scene that I love to revisit. If we learned anything from this, if a Skywalker approaches you in a hallway, go ahead and call it quits. Number 6, we have Order 66, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The Star Wars franchise is full of characters meeting terrible fates. One of the most tragic and unfair scenes occurred in Revenge of the Sith. With Anakin on his side now and the Order knowing about his identity, Palpatine orders his clone army to execute the lives of every Jedi.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Watching these Jedi getting taken out by their own soldiers was tragic to see. It's just as bad to see what became of the younglings.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Order 66 shifts the tide of this war for the worse. With the Jedi falling, the Empire rises. This pivotal moment gets even darker once you know all of the Jedi who lost their lives through other Star Wars content. And at number 5 on my list, the return of Skywalker, the Mandalorian. Pinned down by dark troopers with no hope of escape, Din Djarin and his friends find themselves being rescued by a Jedi. But this wasn't just any Jedi. This was Luke freaking Skywalker. In all CGI. Seeing the hooded Luke in Return of the Jedi form ripping through these droids was epic to watch. I mean, who else thought that we'd see Luke in live action again, much less in his prime?
Are you a Jedi? I am.
This scene led to one of the most sentimental moments with Grogu seeing Din Djarin's face for the first time. At number 4, Yoda vs. Count Dooku, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. It's a treat for viewers anytime that Count Dooku pulls out a lightsaber, though not always for him. For years, fans had been salivating at the idea of finally seeing the great Jedi Master Yoda in battle, but we didn't get to see it until this epic matchup. Few fans predicted the acrobatics Master Yoda would employ to gain advantage over his much larger opponent. Struggling in with a walking stick and looking small and weak instead shows great strength, and his outmatched adversary ultimately flees.
Farewell you have, my old Padawan. This is just the beginning.
And with number 3 on the list, we have Duel the Fates, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This prequel duel is an absolute work of art. Darth Maul confronts Obi-Wan Kenobi and his master Qui-Gon Jinn on Naboo. The ensuing fight is easily one of the greatest duels of the entire franchise. All three combatants' blows fly fast and furious during this beautiful choreographed dance of blades. The battle takes a huge turn, however, as Obi-Wan helplessly watches Maul end Qui-Gon's life. But Obi-Wan is able to soon avenge his master by severely wounding Maul. The emotional weight, amazing stunts, and absolutely godly music take this fight to a whole other level. To me, this is what happens when Star Wars fires on all cylinders. Here at number 2 we have I Am Your Father, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Search your feelings, you know this had to be number 2 on the list. While the entire first duel between Luke and Darth Vader is beloved, one moment overshadows the whole fight. After cutting off Luke's hand, the villain corners him over an immeasurable drop in Cloud City. Vader then asks the young Jedi to join him.
With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you!
Although Luke has many reasons to refuse, he mentions the villain took his father's life. Then Vader drops a bombshell.
No, I am your father.
It's more than just an amazing twist. It can be argued all of Star Wars hinges on this one moment.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Now, while we're taking a quick second, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and comment if you're liking what you're seeing so far. At last, we have number 1, Anakin vs. Obi-Wan, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. After Anakin officially joins the dark side, Obi-Wan confronts him on the planet of Mustafar. We are then treated with a lightsaber duel for the ages. spectacle of both combatants leaping aboard floating debris on a river of lava is as amazing as the intense fight's choreography. On top of it all, the emotional weight of this moment is super heavy. Obi-Wan is forced to defeat his former friend and leave him behind.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
Not only do I think this is the best moment in Star Wars, I also believe this is where we had the best duel.